Ever caught a whiff of someone and just swooned? Or maybe you've worried about your own natural scent after a big meal. It's not just in your head. The old saying, "You are what you eat," is truer than you think, especially when it comes to how you smell. And get this, what you eat can actually make you smell more attractive to others. Believe it or not, each of us has a unique scent signature, like a fingerprint. It's shaped by our genes, our health, our mood, and even our personality. But one of the biggest and most controllable factors is our diet. A growing body of research is showing that the food we eat doesn't just change our body odor. It can also change how attractive people perceive us to be. So, how does this work? It all comes down to two main pathways: your breath and your sweat. First, let's talk about breath. As you digest food, bacteria in your gut get to work breaking it down. This process releases certain gases, and some of those volatile molecules travel right back up and out of your mouth. This can lead to bad breath, also known as halitosis. It's super common, affecting about a third of adults worldwide, and your diet plays a huge role. Second, your skin. After your gut does its thing, chemical compounds from your food get absorbed into your bloodstream. They travel all over your body, and some of them eventually get released through your sweat glands. Now, sweat itself is actually odorless. The smell comes when bacteria on your skin start feasting on those compounds in your sweat. Different foods have different chemical compounds, which means they can create a whole range of different smells, from sweet and fruity to, well, not so pleasant. The most pungent food culprits almost always have one thing in common: sulfur. And you might be surprised by which foods contain it. Think about healthy staples like broccoli, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. They're packed with sulfurous compounds that can smell a bit like rotten eggs. When these compounds are released through your sweat, they can make it pretty potent. The same goes for the allium family: garlic and onions. They break down into compounds like diallyl disulfide and allyl methyl sulfide, which affect both your breath and your sweat pretty quickly after you eat them. But here's where it gets fascinating. You'd think eating a bunch of garlic would be a major turnoff, right? Well, science says maybe not. A surprising study had men eat varying amounts of garlic, and then collected their sweat on armpit pads. Women were then asked to rate the pleasantness and attractiveness of these scents. The results were wild. While the men who ate a little garlic didn't cause much of a stir, the men who ate a lot of garlic were rated as smelling significantly more attractive and pleasant. The researchers were so shocked they replicated the study 3 times. The lead scientist, Jan Havel Eck, speculates it might be because garlic has antioxidant and antimicrobial properties that signal good health, which we subconsciously find attractive. So, maybe don't skip the garlic bread on your next date. On the other hand, some veggies have a less desirable effect. Asparagus is famous for this. It contains something called asparagusic acid. When your body digests it, it releases sulfur compounds like methanethiol, which can make your pee and sometimes your sweat smell very distinct for over 5 hours. Interestingly, not everyone produces this smell, and not everyone can even smell it. It seems to be down to our individual genetics. So, should you avoid veggies? Absolutely not. In fact, the opposite is true for overall attractiveness. A 2017 study found that men who ate more fruits and vegetables had sweat that was rated as smelling better, more floral, fruity, and sweet. The study also pointed out something cool: a diet rich in carotenoids from foods like carrots, tomatoes, and papayas can give your skin a slightly yellower, healthier looking glow, which people also find more attractive. But what about other food groups? The same study found that diets with a moderate amount of fat, meat, eggs, and tofu were also linked to more pleasant-smelling sweat. The least sexy scent? That came from carb-heavy diets. Sorry, pasta lovers. Now let's talk about meat. How does a juicy steak affect your scent profile? Well, when your body breaks down animal proteins, the byproducts are released through your sweat. Another study from Havel Ecky's team looked at men who ate a meat-based diet versus a meat-free diet for 2 weeks. Women then rated their body odor. The results? The men on the meat-free diet were consistently rated as having a more attractive, more pleasant, and less intense scent. The researchers were surprised, expecting meat, a staple of our evolutionary diet, to be linked to a positive scent. But they noted that our ancestors probably weren't eating meat every single day like many of us do now. So, a diet with less red meat might actually make you smell more appealing. Fish is another interesting case. Some fish are high in a compound called trimethylamine. For most people, our bodies can break this down without a problem. But a very small number of people have a rare condition called trimethylaminuria, or fish odor syndrome, where they can't break this compound down, leading to a strong, fishy body odor. It's extremely rare, but it shows just how powerfully our diet can interact with our unique body chemistry. Okay, what about our favorite vices, coffee and alcohol? Let's start with booze. When you drink alcohol, your liver breaks it down into a compound called acetaldehyde. This is a toxic, volatile compound with a strong, stale booze smell that can be released through your breath and your sweat. Alcohol also dehydrates you and reduces saliva, creating a perfect breeding ground for bacteria in your mouth and worsening bad breath. In one study, people who drank alcohol daily were more likely to complain of bad breath. And in a slightly comical experiment, men who drank beer were found to be more attractive, but only to mosquitoes. So, maybe not the kind of attraction you're looking for. And your morning cup of coffee? The caffeine can stimulate the sweat glands in your armpits and groin. More sweat means more food for odor-causing bacteria, potentially leading to a stronger body odor. While caffeine molecules have been found in sweat, we don't yet know if they directly affect the smell itself. Ultimately, our scent is just one piece of the attraction puzzle. It's incredibly complex and influenced by how we look, act, and talk. The science is still evolving, and researchers are often surprised by their own findings. For instance, one study found that women who were fasting for 48 hours had more attractive smelling sweat than those who ate normally, even though other studies show fasting can make your breath smell worse. So, what's the takeaway? There's no single magic food that will make you irresistible. It's all about balance and overall health. A diet rich in fruits and vegetables seems to be a clear winner for creating a sweeter, more pleasant body odor. Moderating your intake of red meat, processed carbs, and alcohol could also help. And hey, maybe don't be afraid of a little garlic, it might just be your secret weapon. The best approach is to eat a healthy, varied diet that makes you feel good from the inside out. When you're healthy, you'll naturally give off more attractive signals, and that includes your scent. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever noticed your diet affecting your body odor? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into the science of scent, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.